Welcome to MCC Made, the official podcast of Metropolitan Community College.
Giving you a backstage pass to all things MCC with your hosts, Emma Frazier and Catherine Riggs.
My dad used to joke way back when we would do instruction on cable access.
Oh.
Right, so that was like maybe before the satellites. So, I mean, this is way back, but they would just have a guy like be teaching, but then when he would take a break, he would just like put a note on the board behind him, back in 15 minutes.
like in movies where they like flip the sign on the door.
Yeah, gone fishing.
Out to lunch.
Oh my God.
I know.
Back
Amazing.
in an hour.
Yeah.
We'll bring that back. We should have done that for the 50th anniversary. Things we need to bring back.
Oh,
Yes.
that
Well,
would have been kind of cool.
it's still technically the 50th
Yes.
year. Buy a coffee table book.
Yeah. Hashtag.
I have one.
Oh, good. Great.
I didn't buy it though. Like somebody gave it to me.
Well, that you don't need to tell people that. Just tell them you bought it.
It's
Tell them you paid $45.
they are $45.
Yeah.
That's it's an awesome book.
It's a good book.
I think
They did a good
even
job.
if you're not that into like MCC history, I think it's a good kind of Omaha history book. I think it's got cool like teaching insights and things like that in it. I think it's pretty wonderful.
Yeah, it's a good book.
Yeah.
We got that on recording. We'll use that in an ad.
I think it's pretty wonderful.
I think it's worth
That'll sell.
$45.
You know, like in on the back of like a book jacket when they have like people's reviews, we'll put like Brian's review on the
Right.
back. I think it's a pretty good book.
Yeah.
Instead of the summary, it's just the reviews.
I
What
think
if you
this is
do
worth
it like
45.
aligned with the Nebraska slogan, right? Like, this is a great book. I mean, it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
Some people will like it. Some people
Have we
might
officially
not.
gotten rid of that as Nebraska?
I think they
No.
just are. They don't.
It's
put
just
it in
somewhere else.
Yeah.
I'm sure that, God, we have to be on the 3 or 5 year timeline where that renews. We've got to be.
They shouldn't have ever gone away with The Good Life. What was wrong with that? Everybody loved it. People still say that instead, I feel like.
Well, that's the
Isn't the Good Life like an official state
Yeah. So the
slogan?
The not for everyone was the tourism.
Oh, that's right.
Campaign. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think
It already worked super good. I mean, tourism is killing it.
Yeah, we're number one. I've
I think
heard.
so.
I think a
Like
real
Orlando is
destination.
doing a case study.
Disneyland is shaking.
What are
Disney
they
and
doing
Vegas.
up there?
People from Disney and Vegas have been out like every week. Like,
Yeah, I
studying
believe that.
The Omaha
Field
scene.
study. And
Hey,
I mean,
that's not
literally
fair. Our zoo
fields.
is like
The
between the
best.
zoo and College World Series, we do have a awesome tourism vibe.
And there's gems out there in the middle of the state, and like
There are.
Carhenge is out in the
I would not call that a
gem.
gem. I mean, it's a stop. It's a
If
stop.
you were already going by,
Right.
yeah.
But the
If you were-
Sandhill Cranes are
Yes.
fully legit. All of
Yes.
the Sandhills really is amazing. So that's a real gem.
I would go out to the Sandhills because I hear it's wild out there.
You
Like if
hear
you
it's
live
wild.
out there,
Oh, it
I've
is-
heard it's wild.
It is.
What do you mean? Like that it's crazy party all the time?
No, I think people just sort of make their own rules.
Oh,
Do you
that's
watch
fun.
Fargo, the show?
No.
Okay.
But I just bought a Fargo t-shirt.
Oh my God,
I love that. We're halfway there.
Okay.
On the newest season, John Hamm is like a sheriff in like a
John Hamm's in it?
Yes, it's an anthology, so every season has different people. And it's like legitimate stars, and it's like one of my favorite shows. I love it.
Is it built off the movie?
Sort
Like
of.
it's
So the first
same...
season sort of is like the most closely resembles the movie plot wise. But then after that, they're all like sort of loosely like connected through. But then it's like a different time. So the first one takes place present day. Then the second season is in the 70s, I think.
Okay.
Then the third season is in the 80s or 90s, I think. Or maybe that one comes back to the present and then it flashes. Then the fourth season is in like Prohibition era. And it's super interesting. And then the new one is present day. And John Hamm plays like this town sheriff who's like basically like, I don't care about national law. Like we follow my law here. And I feel
Excellent.
like that's like how
Excellent.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how it probably is.
I went to school in Shadron, which is like technically not the Sandhills, but in the
Right.
middle of nowhere.
It is to the Sandhills what Village Point is to Omaha?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Yes.
That is. Thank you. That
You're
is
welcome.
correct. So my
could-
mom
I
is.
could teach geography.
Yeah, you should. You
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll put it in a word.
Yeah.
Whoever's listening, Tom McDonald, I'm sure you're listening. Anyway, my mom grew up there. My grandparents still live there. I went to college there. the things that happen in that town and in that area are there was a college professor allegedly died by suicide by tying himself to a tree and setting it on fire. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, they did like a documentary on it, and it is the most Fargo thing I've ever seen. It is like, again, all these small town Chadron people talking about this guy, and like somebody wrote a book about it and about him. Anyway, it is, yeah. It's the wild
like Last Stop Laramie.
Yes, it is. It's very much that.
I have been. So my mother taught in Chadron when she was a nun.
Oh my God!
Wow.
And
Okay.
I know. Which there's more yet to pack in before the unpacking begins.
Oh my God!
We haven't even officially started the podcast.
Fair enough. I have another question too that I'm going to ask in a minute about
Okay.
your soliloquy a minute ago. But my mom, when she was a nun there, a novitiate technically, for those of you
What year is
Catholics
this?
listening,
Set
I'm
the
going to
scene.
go 65.
Okay.
No, that's too long ago. But back
Okay.
then.
I'm just like trying to place if my grandparents, my mom were
And so
there
she
at
was
that point.
coaching high school volleyball in Chadron at this time.
Great.
So my mom's like class of 61 from Mercy, so somewhere in there.
Okay.
But so it's in Chadron
Mm-hmm.
that she decides she's out.
Reasonable.
They
And
literally.
she's not
shook
saying
her
that
face
she's
so
just
much.
like out of shit. To be fair,
Yeah.
I think that it was maybe wobbling. And then
Yeah.
it was like, you know what we're going to do with you, social butterfly woman?
Yeah.
We're going to send you in a cloistered nunnery
Yeah.
out to Chadron where
Yeah.
there's even less people to talk to. So, I mean, it was a bad, like nobody knows my mom today and thinks a vow of silence was the right choice for her. I hope
I
she
feel
hears
that.
this
I
because
feel
she'll
that.
love it. But to add to the Chadron lore, when she left, that like she says, Mother Superior, I'm out, and like
Right.
I want to go back home. They get her out of her frock. There's a word.
Yes.
I'll remember it in a
Habit.
little bit. Habit. Thank you.
You got it. We're Catholic girls.
yeah.
We got it.
We're
Fair enough.
deep in the lore.
But then the priest puts her in the back of the station wagon and it's like, you get down. You can't. We're not going to show people in Chadron that we're driving you shamed back to the train station. And I think, well, when you're not wearing your habit, and the day before, like all that showed was
Yeah.
the 6 square
Yeah.
inches of your face, who was gonna I don't know.
And what were they going to do?
Right, egg the car.
Well, that's
I guess.
troubling.
Also, there's
that-
no more. I don't think there's any more.
Back when
nuns
people
in
just threw
Chadron.
eggs around like
Yeah.
they were 5 cents.
Yeah,
my
that
God. Yes.
convent obviously wasn't long for this world because it doesn't
know.
exist there anymore.
Right, I doubt there. I mean, was there a Catholic school out there?
No, there's just a public school out there now.
Well, so she went out to be at the church, but then teach at the public school.
Maybe.
There's some holes in this story.
Yeah, I think there might have been a Catholic
we'll get
school.
pegged.
What's your mom's name?
Yeah, should we call her? Have a call
Yeah,
in
oh
moment.
my God, I wish.
Here's my favorite thing about my parents as old people. My parents are 80 and 81, and they are for sure still asleep.
I love that.
good for
Almost
them.
all old people I know are 5 a.m. risers and no. My parents, you get there at noon, you better knock. 'Cause
Yes,
it
I
is
have an
likely
aunt
they
and
are
uncle like
not
that.
fully clothed.
Good for them.
I know, I love it. And you can go, my daughter calls at midnight to ask math questions, and my dad's still he's 81, former math teacher, and
and we'll happily answer.
we'll
and help.
still hop right into calculus at midnight.
Wow.
Bless.
Are your
I'm what is happening?
are your parents my grandparents?
Are they really? Are they like that?
Yes. I just had a conversation that my
And
grandpa
my last name's
knows.
O'Malley. What's your last name?
My mom's maiden name is Wes.
Wes. Okay.
But
My
yeah.
fam's more Ogallala, Ord, Greeley. Not Ogallala, Ord, Greeley.
Yeah. And yes,
that
my
stretch of the
grandparents are
world.
technically
My
from
family's not
Lamar's,
from
Iowa.
Nebraska.
Lamar's, Iowa.
But yeah, no, my grandpa
from
is a
Detroit and Philadelphia. My family.
Oh,
So I don't
that's
have any roots.
Major League Baseball level cool.
Yeah.
Family. Yeah.
But now I'm a Detroit sports fan, and it sucks, man.
Why?
Well, I mean, it's awesome, but we're not closers.
The hockey
been a lot of
team
heart.
used to do that. They never won
Yeah,
stuff.
now they're really bad.
Oh, really?
They used to be really good. Now they're really bad. The Tigers were good in the 80s. Now they're
They were good when Tom Selleck wore their hat all the time. Yeah, that was cool.
When you have Magnum PI vouching for you, that is cool.
Right? It's like then Jay-Z started wearing a Yankees hat.
Yeah,
and
nobody's
he
like,
beat
wow,
Tom
guess I'm a huge
Selleck.
fan.
Yeah.
Right.
And then the Lions were really bad, really bad, really bad, really bad, really bad.
I was
bad.
rooting for him this year. I mean, I'm not a fan,
I am.
but
I'm too.
I do. I want that kind of comeback story. It's beautiful.
too.
And they're there. I mean, they're there. If they can hold it
Yes.
together, they'll, I mean, whatever, they were a game away. Did they play in the championship this year? I mean, that's making it. I mean, I'm down that, sure, you want to go win the Super Bowl, but like going right to it. And they lost to the Eagles.
Yeah, who then won?
Who were amazing this year.
Who beat the Chiefs?
Well, I'm not going to say stuff like that.
I
You do
will.
live in Omaha.
I know, I don't care.
Wow.
Omaha is not Kansas City, first of all. And I feel like most of these people weren't even fans until like Patrick Mahomes came, like how many years ago?
That's how fandom works.
Yeah, it's called bandwagoning. And I'm
Well,
not
at some
here
point
for it.
So how else do you become a fan?
You're born into it like I am, and
got
you're
it.
sad.
Got it. Got it.
And I just don't care.
Or you commit as a child. I feel like that's the other thing. You're like, I guess they're my team, and you stay faithful.
All right. I mean, my brother became a Steelers fan when we were very young because they were good. But
Yeah,
I gave him grief then that he was just liking them because,
they're good.
yeah.
But if he stuck to it, then
did.
Stuck to it. Oh,
Well, but now he lives in Minnesota, so he's a Vikings fan.
well, yeah, right.
So you got to take over wherever you blow in.
Yeah, I
right,
think
that's
that might
cool.
be it too.
I get
Wow,
that.
blow in, that's some Irish right there. Sorry. Like, that is not how normal people talk. So really, I need to ask this question. Earlier, you were remembering a story. I did it too as I was remembering the year my mom graduated. And I've been wondering this, and you two are bright ladies, and maybe you know this, but when people go to remember a date or how long they've been somewhere or things like that, it seems to be the most common moment of the, like, pause. No, I've been here 22, 22, like that.
Yeah.
On the remembered date, or how long you've been doing something, it's the thing that we always, like, feel like the accuracy matters so much we
Right.
want to remember. But, like, I mean, in my Shadron story, the 5 details before it and after it were total half-truth, like,
Right.
whatever I remember, and I just plow right through them.
Yeah.
But when it's like, the year my mom was there was 19, well, no, let me think. It was, like,
Yeah, that is the most important piece of that story.
but why? Right, it's totally
We
the
have
critical
fact
part.
checkers back in that room,
Yeah.
actually.
But, like, why do we do, I don't know. Have you noticed this before? I mean, for sure you've noticed that
I mean,
people delay on the date or the time, but
I
like,
have caught myself getting trapped in that loop of like, oh God, well, was it 5 or was it 6? And then I'm like, why am I getting
Right.
really?
Who cares?
I mean, I see it from stage, like you're sitting at a presentation and some guy's introducing someone.
Yeah.
Oh, he moved to Omaha in 1980. No, 84.
It's probably you because you MC everything.
I do see a lot. It's maybe why I'm noticing it is that I do it. I don't know. I want to call somebody the way with words of public
I was
speaking.
going to say
my
way
God.
with words. I love way with words.
I do too, but
They're so funny.
you think they would answer this? I'm gonna do it.
we should try.
All right.
All right.
Why
That'll be
not?
on my list after taking the Jeopardy anytime test.
Oh my God! Yes.
Once I get that
you
done,
should.
I've
taken it.
Last night I got
didn't
home
call.
and there's Celebrity Jeopardy on
Yes.
at 8:00 right now.
Yes.
And so I get home. I didn't know that it was happening.
Yeah.
But like I'm going to scoop up dinner and sit down and it's on and my face like lights up like my childhood puppy just came back to life. Oh my God. And my daughter's like, Dad, you should maybe go sit in the other room. and
Yeah.
watch."
Like, hey, can you just bring it down a
Yeah,
notch?
you
man?
have a problem, Dad. I was so excited for it. It was great. I would have lost though. Because the celebrity stuff, they ask kind of different questions.
It's easier because they ask, I feel like, more pop culture-y questions.
I guess it depends on
than-
what your skill set is. Pop culture is more my skill set.
Do you watch the pop culture Jeopardy?
Yes,
Yes.
and I like.
Love.
I could answer all of them.
I could
Oh, I
literally.
cannot, but I like
Oh,
it.
I could literally answer like every question as a team of one.
yes.
This is going to be an unpopular opinion, but I want Colin Jost.
Jost.
Yeah.
Colin Jost.
He's from 1984, 83.
Yeah, he's not of this time. He's not of this time.
But his humor is spectacular. And I don't want him to replace Ken Jennings because Ken is like king.
Yeah, I love
But like
Ken.
they need to hang out more so Ken feels comfortable with some more of the little barbs like Colin does. Colin is like...
but Ken...
He's halfway to that mean lady from Glee.
Oh my God.
That hosted... What's that show that she hosted? You're Stupid.
Oh my God.
Yes, you're stupid.
I mean, it's smarter than Weakest Link. But it's like she thought the name of the show was
You're stupid.
My Job is to Make You All Feel Terrible.
You're stupid.
And Colin Jost is not like that, but he's like willing to.
Oh yeah, give him a hard
Ken Jennings
time.
never.
No, but I love Ken.
All my heart.
Like when he
I wish we were friends.
When he and Maya B. Alex split it, she was rough. She was so uncomfortable talking to people. Like when it was their fun fact, it's like Brian is a culinary person, and she'd be like, and they'd like give this fun story, and every person she'd go, "That's fantastic." Emma is there, and like she was so uncomfortable.
No, I feel bad because I love her. She's TV's Blossom.
Right.
She is Blossom.
And she's bright and wonderful and did great on Jeopardy herself. But Ken Jennings is the right choice. My number 2 would have been Buzzy.
Me too.
I love him.
Buzzy.
He's cute.
I love Buzzy.
Buzzy was cute.
He hosts he did host the Jeopardy podcast. I don't know if he still hosts that.
What's this podcast?
It's called, oh my God, they advertise it on the commercials. It's called
Commercials? You used to watch commercials too?
No, I fast forward. But like if you catch it and you think it's the show coming
Ask you
back.
the real questions.
If you think it's the show coming back and you press play and then you realize they're like, listen to the Jeopardy podcast, and they talk to contestants, and then for a while it was Sam Buttrey.
I don't know.
He was the guy who kind of looked like Steve Martin.
Love,
who did Bring It.
Yeah.
He's the reason now they all say Bring It.
Steve Martin could be on Jeopardy too. He would be wonderful.
Yeah, I love him.
Yeah.
And this is a hot take. Oh, listen,
My wife
Inside
is
Jeopardy.
Inside Jeopardy. My wife is obsessed with murders in the
Oh, it's
building.
great. I love it.
I need to watch the new season, but I also love it.
It's good. I also am dying that Martin Short and Meryl Streep are probably together.
They're together.
Yeah.
Like in
real life. Don't you love that? I love that.
I'm not sure. I can't form an opinion that fast. I mean,
can.
she played Julia Child, so I have a special love for her. And Martin Short, like I first see him in Three Amigos, like in my head. And so the sombrero and Julia Child, like making out is a little weird to me.
You know what? I get that. I hear that. But yeah, no, like they are everywhere together now. And
I mean, fantastic.
He got her to be on SNL for the first time ever.
Yes, the 50th anniversary.
She's never done SNL before, which
That
is
seems
crazy.
strange, yeah.
But she's like, I don't need to. I mean, she's not saying that, but she doesn't need to. She's such a movie star.
Yeah.
She doesn't need to do anything. She doesn't want to do.
I mean, that's true, but Tom Hanks still does it all the time, and he's like,
I love him.
Yeah.
Transcends the A-list.
I don't know. There's a mystique around Meryl Streep, I think, that she's just like, she's like a little bit like removed, like
just enough. Like, you're not like seeing what she's up to.
Yeah.
Like
she doesn't have a Chet Hanks running around. So
I don't know who Chet Hanks is.
Listen,
Tom Hanks's son.
We could do a whole podcast on that, and we could.
We could.
We won't do that right now.
We should probably.
You got a lot of catching me up to do on Chet Hanks.
Oh my God.
Yeah, if you want to come back every once in a while, we'll get shit caught up.
All right.
Let's.
That was a 20-minute cold open.
Preamble.
Yeah, we'll
honestly,
use it.
I was like, we should leave.
We're just gonna use it. It's great.
We don't even need an intro. We can leave you in and have a special intro.
So true.
Or it's just us yapping.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm in.
I mean, because it's hard to say, hey, now welcome.
Yeah.
But we are about to do that.
Yes. Well, yeah. Now, in case you didn't know, we're talking with Brian O'Malley.
Hello, everyone.
Who is the Dean of the Culinary Arts and Horticulture Program.
That's good.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You should host a podcast.
Thanks.
With that.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
It's my Colin Jost. You got it?
Wow.
Just here to roast. We're like Colin Roast.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Brian is the Dean of Culinary Arts and Horticulture Program. Hey, there we go.
Nailed it.
That's good.
At MCC. Welcome, Brian.
Thank you. It's very wonderful to be here. How long have you guys been doing this?
Since October
That's
last
fun.
year.
It is fun.
She just did the October.
That was a test.
That was beautiful. It was not a test. I wish I was that cool. Good work.
Thank you.
October.
Thank you.
I'm sorry that I put that in your heads because now you're going to
It's
do it.
all I'm going to
Yeah.
think
That's okay.
about. Yeah.
That's okay. Well, Brian, you have said that you have listened to episodes. And so before we get into anything.
I have a gauntlet I need to throw.
Oh, please.
Okay, so we have discussed on this program. We have discussed. Have you ever watched Hot Ones on YouTube?
No.
Wow, that's shocking.
Is this the chicken wing eating
Yes.
thing? I mean, so I'm aware and maybe I've seen minutes, but not.
Okay.
Okay, so we have discussed how we would do if we went on the show.
Okay.
First of all, how do you think you would do if you went? How are you with spice?
I'm okay with spice, but I mean, I'm not like a junkie, but I mean, I'm sriracha on everything kind of guy.
Okay.
But I also love the pain of it.
Oh,
Like I'm down for it hurting.
you're kind of like my husband then.
Really?
That way, yes, he loves he goes to Salween Thai and has ordered a 10.
I have not done that on purpose, but I'll take a bite of somebody's 10 and go, "Oh," and sweat. And, like I sweat, my head sweats at regular buffalo.
right.
Irish. I mean, it's
I am
listen.
Irish.
Listen,
I'm Irish on the inside and on the outside.
I feel that in my
Yeah,
soul.
yeah.
Deep.
Right.
But-
Black pepper was like, "Whew, what are you doing there, Mom?"
Wow, a little heavy-handed there. We have discussed if culinary would do a Hot Ones challenge with us.
Absolutely.
Would students make their hot sauces? And Emma and I would eat. We would go on camera for this.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's
we'll
do
do it.
Yeah. Do we want to do it up here and so it's like filming in the studio? Or you guys want to come down and do it?
Wherever
We could do
is
either, I
clever
think.
Okay.
I bet we could convince Nate to bring a camera down.
and travel.
Well, we were just talking about needing to record a podcast kind of thing in the big room downstairs.
Okay.
For an event coming up.
Sure.
And so maybe we get on the shoulders of that. And so
Yeah.
we bring the rig down there, set up.
Bring the rig.
We're
And the
recording
rigs.
podcast. That's good. we have cameras down there that we could probably use.
Yeah.
It'd be cool.
Yeah, and
It'd
then
be fun to watch us struggle.
yeah, what we've discussed is Catherine and I both are like, we don't want to give up. And at what
No, you
point
can't quit.
At what point are the wings just it doesn't matter how much hotter they're getting, you're just already in pain and you just soldier on? I don't know. But we're willing to find out.
Talk me through the challenge a little bit. Like I know that there's a
10
series
chicken
of wings and they go from hot to
like mild,
ridiculous.
like basically like regular buffalo to like insane
Yeah.
stupid.
So they
Yeah.
have the Scoville
Yeah, yeah.
meter and yeah.
It goes to gazillion.
Yes.
Correct.
And then with each wing, he asks a question.
And you have to eat a wing?
You have to at least take a bite.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the interviewer is also eating the hot wings with him
Okay.
or with whoever they're interviewing.
Okay.
And so, and he like matches their, like if they just like take little bites, then he just takes little bites. And if they like clean the wing, he cleans the wing.
And if they don't drink milk, he doesn't drink milk. Or like if they don't like, he doesn't reach for a drink until they do, really. So
Yeah.
like Bill Murray was just on and it was a real delight. And he was like, yeah, I like hot food. He looked unfazed. He ate all 10 wings and was just like, yeah, these are good. Like
Bill Murray,
whatever.
though, is old enough that he might just not have the pain receptors left.
That's also true.
Well, is it just because he's old or just also how he lived?
Oh, that's true too. You could probably abuse them.
Yeah. He was like, I always look like, he's like, when I go to a restaurant, I look for things with like the chili pepper. And he's like, and if I go to a Chinese restaurant, I ask him to give me whatever's in the back that they don't serve. Like,
Oh, he's into it then.
yeah.
I
So
mean, that's
he's
for
like-
real.
Yeah.
Like I have a friend that doesn't order 10, says, no, I want it Thai hot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I don't need that. I mean, I would like, have you seen the Anthony Bourdain and President Obama in Thailand?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
if I was there with, me and Barack were hanging out.
Yeah.
And
I
he's
would
like-
do
As
anything.
you would.
And he's like, let's get some Thai hot and eat some and drink some cold beer.
Yeah. What are you going to
Sure.
say? No.
Yeah, I'd be like,
Yeah.
Embarrassing.
there's a McDonald's.
Yeah. Like, that's not me. That's not
We'll
me.
go to the KFC next
Right.
door.
Yeah.
There for sure would be one. The key to the hot wing challenge, in my opinion, would be choosing the wings that have fatty. Because fat, right, so spicy is a pain, not a taste.
Yes.
And so what you want is smooth, rich, creamy milk is the
Yes.
point. although, not fatty enough, really.
Right.
Well, then there's people who have all brought
Like
sometimes
milkshakes.
milkshakes or ice cream.
Milkshakes or ice cream are a good choice.
One time Tenacious D was on and they brought Thai iced tea.
All right,
Because it's
I'm in.
it's got like the cream in it, and they thought
Coconut
that was
milk,
really,
right? In
yeah.
Thai iced tea, I think.
They thought that was the key to it all.
Yeah.
I mean, they still looked like it hurt.
I was in South Korea. This sounds like I'm trying to name drop. I guess I am,
Yeah,
man.
go-
a
South
whole
As you
Korea.
country.
should.
Yeah.
Fully cool. So I'm there with 2 students, and we go out to eat, and we're trying to find a place that does the spicy Korean noodle dish that we had heard about. But so we end up on the back streets somewhere where the server's not speaking English
Sure.
to us, and nobody in the dining room is taking pity on us, and we're trying to make hand gestures about it was a mess.
Right.
But so what we end up getting is chitlins, essentially, cut up onto the grill in the middle of the table.
Okay.
And then all the Korean accoutrement, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All the kimchi and rice and delicious. But the chitlins were so spicy. I mean, crying at the table, couldn't breathe.
Oh my God.
Spicy.
Not enough water.
No, so we get up and the restaurants spill onto the street
Sure.
Yeah.
in a way that doesn't exist in the United
Right.
States.
Right.
So New Orleans kind of maybe the only place that has a little bit of that vibe.
Yeah.
And so in walking to this restaurant, we passed, 11 Baskin Robbins. I don't know, but I thought they were dead, but apparently in South Korea,
They are thriving.
they're killing Walgreens. It's amazing what they're doing. And so we just leave. Don't ask for a check. Don't go for it. Can't breathe. And we walk into the Baskin Robbins and literally take ice cream out of children's hands and just smash it into
my
our
God.
lips and rub it on our. I mean, it was obscene. So one of the people with me in that moment is Katie Arendt, who
Okay.
now owns Coneflower.
Oh,
and I like
yes.
to blame her actual affinity for ice cream
Yeah.
on that moment.
I
But
mean-
you could have her on and maybe ask her the truth of
Yeah.
that.
Oh, she's an alum, right?
Yeah, she's an alum.
Come on down.
Yeah, she'd be fabulous as a guest. But then we go back in, and the place is in uproarious laughter about our dumb Americanness. And then the cook comes out to see what's happening and
if you're dead.
says, and looks at me right in the face and says, "What were you wanting to order?" In English, about as clean as what I just said. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Hang on.
We went through this entire charades meets, the 8 words of Korean we had learned.
Oh my God.
And there's a cook back there that was
The
just
whole time that was
oh no, I'm sure this is what they want.
Oh, yeah.
How are you sure that we wanted atomic chitlins? Anyway,
I don't know where that came from.
Yeah,
But
I never want chitlins, let alone
Atomic
atomic
ones?
chitlins. Although maybe that would make me forget.
yeah. I mean, you got to remember that, earlier that day
Yeah.
we had dogs. So,
Sure.
I mean, the
yes.
chitlins were a move in the right direction.
No, I hear
my
that.
gosh.
Katie tapped out on dog, I'm pretty sure. I don't think she had.
That's
I
fair.
couldn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in 6th grade maybe, and we went to China.
Again, delay on the time thumb.
Yes. Oh my God.
You're going to see it everywhere.
And yeah, that you at that time too, you just didn't know what you were gonna get. I did not eat very much as a 6th grader. I was like
Where were you?
in China.
China. Jealous. I've never been.
It's fun. It was good.
India is on my list too. I've never been there.
Oh, I would. That'd be fun. Food wise, I would love that.
Yeah.
I travel for food.
I don't like crowded. And so that makes me nervous a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get
we
that.
the the city we were in South Korea is called Daejeon. And I was like, wow, I've never heard of it. And it has 18 million people.
right.
I was like,
Oh.
interesting.
Well, when America is the center of the world, why would you know
know.
about this other big metropolis somewhere
Bigger than
else?
every other
Yeah.
place I've ever been in my life.
Right.
It was very surprising. There is certainly a stretch of Korea that isn't that way, I
Right.
guess, but it was metropolis in a way that I'm an Omaha kid. I
Right.
wasn't
Yeah.
unprepared.
So you are from Omaha,
I am.
and you how long have you, I'm going to see if you pause. How long have you been with MCC?
I've been with MCC since 2003.
Okay. Well, you said it with a lot of confidence and gusto.
I didn't have to do math.
Right.
Right? If you said,
there it is.
If I tried to say,
how many years?
that's 22 years.
Hey, Omar, what's the rush? You know it only takes
5 minutes to apply for all the scholarships at MCC. I won't be late for that.
Me neither. I've got my scholarship, and now it's time to find a better career.
Jared?
With my scholarship, I'm training for a career in criminal justice.
Hey, Elena, how about you?
With my scholarship, I'm focused on me at MCC.
That's so smart. A single application lets you apply for all the scholarships available today. Classes start June 5th. Get started at mccneb.edu/scholarships.
So what brought you to, not just here, but I guess like what led you to culinary and then got you here, I guess?
That's a good question. So, led to culinary is a circuitous route. Although I started working in restaurants very young. On my 13th birthday, I took a job bussing tables at a restaurant called the Blue Fox out in West Omaha.
Yeah. Okay.
Fabulous place. I loved it.
All right.
And so I was always in the field and loved it. Loved serving people. Loved the vibe of like going out. It was great. I loved everything about it. Started cooking later than that. I didn't start cooking until I was about 18, 19. Paused on time. But then, I know. But then when I went to college, I went to study architecture. And loved everything about it. And like still today, I mean, yesterday in class, we were working through the Ikigai template. I don't know what to call it. Okay. It's a Japanese kind of life coaching diagram that says, what can you do at the center of what you love, what's worth money, what the world needs, and what you can be the best at.
Like a mindset.
Correct.
All right.
And so we were working through that yesterday, and I'm asking students, what is it you love about cooking? And they're saying, well, I love making stuff, and I love creating new things. I love the depth. I love the teamwork. I love the rush. I love the hustle. All of these things. Mm-hmm. And as I look at the board, it's all the same as what I would have said about architecture.
Oh.
Except the speed of the feedback loop.
Oh.
That when you're growing and trying to get better, in the kitchen, that's happening
immediately. Yeah, pretty
And
instantaneously.
like 50 times a day, right?
Yeah.
But in architecture, as with lots of grown-up jobs, that feedback loop takes a lot longer.
Yeah.
And you can't iterate as well after launch, right? That it's not, I mean, of course you can remodel things, but like.
It's like, oh yeah, those windows did not work that way.
Right.
Yeah. The way I thought they were going to.
So if it's going to be, so next time I do this, I need to do it differently. Well, that's
a ways off.
Right. I didn't know, at 20 when I left college for architecture. Well, they asked me to leave, to be fair. But when I stopped going to school for architecture.
Did they have you duck down in the station wagon?
I mean, like as my mom picked me up, maybe she would have asked me. She did not come
The trauma came back to her. She goes, can you just lay down back there?
No.
Neighbors are going to see.
They found out when I got home with all the stuff still in my car.
Yeah.
They're like, you're just coming home for Christmas break. Why do you have, your television?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you. But still that whole time I'd been working in restaurants as well.
Yeah.
And so at that moment, I didn't like say, okay, now I'm going to go do that for a living.
Yeah.
Right.
But then I, needed to be doing something while I figured out what I would do next.
Right.
And so I just started, working more. I bet 6 months into that, I got a kitchen manager job.
Oh.
And then I started to see the thing that wasn't on the list from students yesterday that is on my list is the teach and train and show other people how to do stuff, which starts to happen right away when you work in a restaurant. And so I also, that same summer, after I left Nebraska, I started coaching a soccer team.
Okay.
And so I started to see this little confluence of, oh, wait, I love like having people that need me to show them how to do it. And so yesterday when we're having this kind of session with students, and they're saying, here's what they love about it. And I'm saying, I love all these things too. I also love this, that, and the other. And I said, but this is so similar to what the architecture list was like. If I would have been more patient, I'd be an architect right now. And a kid in the class, God love him, says, no, now you'd still be the dean of the College of Architecture doing. And I was like, damn, that's totally right. Because that's really, like they both come together and they both have this craft and, design and all. They share a bunch of things.
Sure.
But he's right. Like the truth is,
all right.
He had your number.
I'm supposed to be doing like this little confluence of what I'm doing, which would have been the same in
Instructing.
architecture. Yeah. So that answers how I got into culinary. And I really did, like, the three bigs that I loved early in my career were the like hustle accomplished by teamwork.
Yes.
That comes with all the tickets stabbed at the end of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Like in college, and kind of in life, we don't ever really have that clear ending to our work in the same way.
It's true.
And in the restaurant business, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Right? Sure, there's projects going for tomorrow and things to be whatever, but there's definitely this moment where there are no more menus open and it is...
The tables are
cleared. That is a awesome feeling. Like I've never come into my desk as the dean and not had a to-do list
a
on
stack
it.
waiting for you of
And
something.
I can handle that now, but then that was super annoying. So I loved that piece of it.
Yeah.
And doing it with people. Like I love that too, that there was 4 of us getting through the night together. And so you feel like
This camaraderie.
There's
it's a
no
great
better bond
feeling.
than being in
the
kitchen
weeds. Yeah.
with people and you're just like, I don't know how we're going to do it, but like we just got to get it done.
Like we actually have no choice. Yes, my
Yeah.
husband he's used to be a restaurant guy, and he used to work at a wings place. And
Okay.
he's like, it would be like Friday night, place is packed, and we're all like, what are we gonna do? And he's like, and then that's when the manager would come give everybody a beer and be like, all right, here we go, like everybody lock in.
Yeah. I would encourage Red Bull maybe.
Yeah,
I mean,
this was yeah.
Yeah.
That restaurant isn't open anymore. That could have something.
Fair. It's true. Like we like to say that when one of your teammates, line mates, whoever is in the weeds, your job is not to go to them and ask what they need. It's to whack the weeds in their direction, right? Because
like
nobody that's in the weeds knows how to get out of it. Like
Right.
they're spinning around doing the best they can. You just got to mitigate everything else
Yeah.
around it. And so when they do gain control, there's not just more garbage waiting for
All
them.
the dishes that they couldn't get to.
Right.
Or all the other prep that
Yeah.
they're behind on.
It's tough. Like
Yeah.
that's, and I mean, I couldn't do it now. I mean, I couldn't walk on a line now and help get somebody out of the weeds in the same way. But that's special. Like, so that feels awesome to do that. And so I loved getting that feeling. So I did that a lot. I also really love people liking what I do.
Yeah.
And in the restaurant world, like some of that altruistically, right? My Strengths Finder calls that impact.
Yeah.
But really, I like when I see people go,
Like,
like, it's great.
I'm just a cook at home and I like
Totally.
that feeling.
Totally.
So, yeah.
My husband gets mad at me because like I don't love to cook. I can cook. I just like I love to bake. I'd way rather bake. There's a science, there's a
Yes.
formula. But I will cook. And he would get so mad at me. He's like, you're just staring at me. I go, well, I'm just waiting for you to say anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Anything. Good, bad, indifferent. He goes, I don't know what to tell you. I'm like, I might come across this table.
I would encourage you to see the second bite as your
Well,
feedback.
I've stopped. But I mean, yeah, he just will like, he's very picky also. I could talk for hours about how infuriating my husband is about food, and I won't. But
I am not qualified to participate in
Yeah.
that conversation.
Yeah, but-
I mean, I'm sure we have
but
people
I
in
will say
the counseling program or
Yeah,
something.
well,
Maybe you can come help.
There's a lot to unpack.
call out. Please, somebody give me some help. I'll call my therapist after this. But he does enjoy my baking, and he does give me immediate feedback on that.
That's good.
So apparently my cooking's not that good, I guess. Maybe that's my takeaway. And that's fine. He can cook then.
Yeah.
Somebody was telling me a story about their mother who used to keep this frozen brick of fish in the freezer.
Oh God.
And the dad would come home from work and see what was thawing in the sink and then get a drink, and then the day would, and then the night would go on. This is, 1957.
Sure.
Yeah, clear. Yes.
Right? I clearly, by the way, I articulated the character, right? But she kept this brick of fish for nights when she didn't want to cook. So for like 20 years, she'd take out the same fish and put it in the sink because every time he saw it, he'd say, "How about we go for whatever tonight?" And they pack the kids up and get out of there. I'm like, that is a woman that figured out the system. Like,
I
that's
love that
good.
for her.
I love it. I love it.
I love that for her.
I'm going to remember who told me that story, but I can't right now. So
We'll circle back to
it's
that.
a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good one. So the third thing that I love the most, right? So I love this like hustle, rush, whatever. I love the impact, right? The feedback loop.
Yes.
But maybe this is a subset of the feedback loop, but I'm also kind of an improvement junkie. I say that, and I mean, it's not like I'm a health nut or anything like that, but like I love how long it takes to get really good at cooking. And so with the feedback loop moving quickly, you can also keep getting a little better every time. And I love that.
Yeah.
And so those are the three things that really hooked me in the beginning. So
So again, I love to bake. I almost went to culinary school to be like a pastry chef.
Sure.
And then my dad said,
I know some people, like you could probably still.
probably, yeah.
Okay.
Can you connect me
Well,
to
now
some
you get
people?
free tuition. So I
You
mean,
have
come on.
never told me this.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh,
Wow, what a
fun
reveal.
fact. That was my plan. I wanted to go to culinary school to be a pastry chef, like open a bakery, whatever. And then my dad goes, "You're not going to do that." And again, a typical like Irish Catholic dad sort of way of like, no. And I said, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay." And now I'm on a podcast, so there you go.
Yeah.
Making
Here we
him very
are.
proud, I'm sure. But I, in that time when I was like thinking about it, I worked with catering people in bakeries, all those things. And I think, I don't know that the Bear romanticizes being in kitchens really, but for a long time when you see like Ace of Cakes or like all of those bakery, and you're like, oh my God, that's the dream. Like that seems so fun. And then you're like actually doing it, you're like, yeah, these dishes never end.
Never.
No.
I'm up at 4 a.m.
Yeah,
It's like
no.
there's like a lot, like it looks so glamorous, and then like you're in it and you're like, oh God. You have to like really love it to keep doing it.
You do have to really love it. I mean, at the Ace of Cakes level, the money's probably pretty good.
Oh,
yeah.
But for most people, the money's just a living. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not. So the love makes up for that. People that are good at that level also love the going through the funnel of pressure, right? Like even a wedding cake maker in Omaha, at some point their craft comes out of the dark and they drive it somewhere.
Yeah.
And then they roll it up some rickety ramp on the back of a
A venue.
and then, with a 15-year-old porter from the venue, lift it off a cart and set it down. Like that bit of like everything teeters on your next moment is something that if you don't enjoy, the money will not make up for it. Like it is, because those moments are, because there's no take-backs. Like,
Right.
You're not going to go remake the wedding cake if that spills. Like, so those folks have.
I was like, that'd be on my heart. It's like,
Right. Yeah. So the thing that makes that unique is that it's just the polar opposite of the rest of baking.
Yeah.
The like measured, solo, overnight, quiet. Like it's a very different. And then it's roll in 15 minutes before the wedding starts and deliver. Like.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I would, if I was, I could be that delivery person.
Yeah.
But if I was a baker like that, I would find somebody that could handle that piece and just have them pick it up when I'm not at the shop.
Yeah.
Because like the guys I know that were cake people, like it broke their soul to do that part.
Yeah.
Now they should show up once it's in place and stand there and take all the accolades and get to see people eat
You
their
do like the
cake
final touches.
Right.
Of like,
They come and
Yeah.
Yeah.
aha, done.
Yeah.
I wish you could see my pretty hands right now. Yeah, that's real. That's real. That's tough.
Yeah. So like when our culinary program is very popular.
It is.
And very impressive.
Thanks.
I guess are students surprised a lot of times when they come in and realize all the things they have to do before they're actually like doing what they in their mind somebody in the culinary field does? Does that am I making sense?
Or do a lot of them come in, they've kind of already worked in restaurants a little bit that they have an idea? Or there's some people who come in like
fresh
green?
There are certainly people that come in green, and more green today than there used to be. It used to be almost everybody. When I got here in 2003, almost everybody had some experience that made them then think, okay, this is what I want to do. But that was shifting even then. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Food Network really was gaining speed in the mid-'90s. Mm-hmm. And so there were already people that were, that the glamorized or romanticized isn't the right word. It's just that there's
more exposure.
Well, and that you see you don't see the whole picture of a thing, right?
Well,
like even in the Bear, like you see a lot of the like high intensity, high pressure things, but what you don't see in a show like that, or Ace of Cakes, or any of the like instructional shows that we're on, is the incredible amount of monotony that really does exist.
Well, because that's why they always put something in the oven and then pull a done one out.
Right. And I mean, like the half scratch folks, right? The Rachel Ray, when she's doing a cooking demo, isn't peeling the potatoes.
Nope, they're done.
To show you to make, which I get, that's terrible television.
Yeah.
I mean, but that mindset of, can you get better at peeling a bag of potatoes from start to finish? If you don't love that, you'll hate working in the restaurant industry, period. Because it's not a bag of potatoes, right? It's three cases of potatoes.
Yeah, it's a gross of potatoes.
And it's got to be that you're interested in getting faster, and you're interested in not wasting as much, and you're interested in doing it better and doing it. All of these things. Like, that is a fire that if you haven't tested whether or not that's in you, school does that, right? We don't have as much of the mundane in it because we have this broad swath of things we want to show you.
Right.
And so we're like, well, no, let's just make a few potatoes so they can learn how to make mashed potatoes. But there is what you really need to do is learn how to be in your head for the 4 hours of peeling or dough rolling or line cook, or like that bit of, can you keep yourself company and
be alone with your thoughts
and be focused on getting the thing done better, faster, like
efficient.
That is the game. And I don't know how you would show that on television. I don't know how you talk to people about it.
Right.
I mean, I'm articulating it here in a way I've never really nailed down. So like, it is the hardest challenge for people to know that's what they're going to get. Mm-hmm. It's also hard for us to do. It's not like you come to a lab and it's on
a 4-hour lab on peeling potatoes.
Right. Yeah. It's not. And so we try to build in some of that. And whatever, not everybody in every job peels potatoes for 4 hours, but anything you're going to do, right? If you're going to make cupcakes and make a living at it, you don't get to make 12.
No.
Right? You got to make 1,200, and then you got to do that tomorrow, and then you got to do that tomorrow, and then you got to do that tomorrow.
And the quality has to be the same.
And if that doesn't like float your boat, I don't mean if you can stand it.
Right.
Like that's got to be a thing that makes you go like
get up in the morning.
You see it sometimes when the chef is responsible for posting the picture of the event. Mm-hmm. It is very frequently the 200 plates in the back hall all laid out, polished with one piece of thing on them, not the person receiving the award at the banquet or the, right? Like that bit of, hey, look, for the next hour and a half, we're going to be putting shit on these, can we swear on here?
It's fine.
All right. Nobody's listening right now anyway. They're not gonna charge in and yell at me.
Yeah, we're not.
We have a bleep button.
We do.
Okay.
I could
See what happens.
Well, I'd have to find it.
I'm sorry, dear listeners, if my swear words offended you. But that's what they're seeing is that this joy of let's do it right now over and over and over and over and over and like I got to keep saying it until you guys are like, that's enough overs.
Yeah.
Like that's the ticket.
We got it.
You got to be in. That's the part you got to be in for. All the rest of the quality and the love and the teamwork and because that all of that can happen putting up Thanksgiving at home.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
It's the putting up 300 Thanksgivings that makes it worth money.
Yeah.
And that is hard to know you've got in you or not.
Right.
Until you're in it.
So one of the things that we have that hopefully puts students in that mindset is the Sage Bistro.
Totally.
Do you want to explain kind of how that all works?
For sure. So Sage Student Bistro is the kind of centerpiece of our program. It is a guest-centered restaurant that is student-run. And so students in our program spend 6 quarters of their time, of their 8, in a class that touches the restaurant.
Okay.
Sometimes in more than one class is doing stuff that touch the restaurant. So they're constantly getting the opportunity to have the guest at the middle of their learning, but also the core thing that the guest brings is the opportunity for reps. That the hardest thing for a culinary school to do is 200. Right? That you can have all the students you want, but if they're all going to learn how to cut up chicken, that's a lot of chicken.
Yeah.
And so you got to have a place for it to go. And so maybe as important as Sage is in that conversation, so is the conference center.
Yes.
So while students aren't necessarily connected to the hours on the door at the conference center upstairs, the food that gets up there has frequently passed through students in a way that it was providing them those reps. So it doesn't mean they're cooking all the chicken at the moment that the guests are there. That's usually an operational crew. But have cut up all that chicken, maybe marinated that chicken, maybe right? So that chance for them to not just learn how to cut chicken once, they get to do it 40 times.
A banquet amount of time.
A banquet amount of times. And that's critical to us. And so nobody gets good without doing it. Oh, I mean, it's the Suzuki. Is that the dude? The
Suzuki method?
10,000 hour guy?
Yeah.
Like you can't get good unless you do it a lot. And it's got to be deep practice. So it can't be that you do everything each time, right? That if you just get in the room and just cut the chicken, that gets you better at cutting the chicken. Now, if the goal is to make fried chicken, great, but cut chicken, cut chicken, cut chicken, cut chicken. Bread chicken, bread chicken, bread chicken, bread chicken. Fry and whole chicken, fry and whole chicken, fry and whole. Serve chicken, serve chicken. Like
Eat
you
all
got to
the chicken,
separate.
eat all the chicken.
Eat all the chicken. If you're going to get good at chicken, and you got to
We're
eat
good
it.
at the eating part.
I'm really good at eating fried chicken, I'd like to think.
Yeah. So those two pieces are pretty unique, right? There are not a lot of community colleges that stay engaged in their operations of their institutions in the same way. Most friends I have around the country that are in culinary programs, they try to keep a pretty good arm's length between the cafeteria or the college's events and so they try to keep I agree, you got to shelter the educational experience, but the educational experience needs that rep. So like figuring out the right way to manage that gate is a challenge. It's one we still don't do perfectly every time as well, but it's critical.
I think that's like keeping the arm's length, whether intentional or not, is very common just in anything. You know, like, it's like I went to college for communications. And you think you know everything, and then you like get into your job and you're like, I don't know anything.
Oh, yeah.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
I have this piece of paper that says I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I have a degree in journalism, and then when I got my first newspaper job, I remember being like, "Oh my God, what do I do?" Like it's like it all. You're like because you do some like obviously
Sure.
you have to report and do things to get your degree, but it's like probably not to the level that then when you are thrust into the newspaper world that you need to be like cranking out stories.
Yeah. Right, like the tempo of the job, the how to manage, that stuff. And of course, you can't really learn it all in any scenario, but it's a very important thing that we try to make sure is part of it is get the reps and see that the guest in the middle of it, like it doesn't matter what you want to make and what you like. If nobody's ordering it,
Too bad.
right.
Too bad.
Right,
so
we
sad.
want all the students to learn how to make shakshuka. Nobody orders it. Or I order it when it's on the menu all the time. I love it. Braised tomatoes with poached eggs.
Yeah.
You've had? Yeah, love.
Dip some good crusty bread in there.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Sure.
But if nobody orders it, then it's
All for
almost
naught.
counterproductive, right?
Yeah.
That you might get a little exposure, but if you don't get reps, you don't get reps. So we also participate in things like the college's, right now we call it the free salad program.
Yes.
But we have a hunger relief initiative at the college that takes some greens that our Freight Farm produces and then some scrap and trim that comes out of culinary that's, leftover dressings or cheese from a cheese lab that now is just, not going to get used up
These
other
are
ways.
high-end scraps. We would like
Right.
To
Yeah. I mean, we
We're
think
not
of
pulling them out of the compost
right.
bin.
Right. I mean, preventing them from getting to the point where they need to be composted as the only choice is valuable, right? I mean, the second rule of food waste is feed people with
Right.
it.
Yeah.
And the first rule is order less cheese.
Right.
But,
But who's doing that?
right. Well,
fucking crazy.
Right. Sometimes you can't just get the, 4 bites you need
Right.
for the tasting. But, and so that piece of doing 100 salads a week, students also get some good reps in some cool stuff like that and get to see the way in which their skill set can serve the world, right? That there are hungry people that are different than restaurant patrons, right? I mean, a restaurant patron is hungry and wants lunch.
But it's different.
And comes in and decides between their shakshuka and their whatever. But
Eggs Benedict.
right. But, what we do is on the level of providing one of Maslow's base needs.
Yeah.
And for students to see it, that there are people that need
Right.
what you're going to do. That's, that changes people's understanding of who they're going to be in the world when they realize what it means to be a cook. Like the provider of is a huge emboldening of the soul for them. And it's a cool thing to see.
Speaking of reps, Speaking of reps, and I'm going to call it a conspiracy theory. It's not a conspiracy, but when I started at the
You
college,
can't call it one and then
Yeah,
immediately
and then
like
wait, back.
conspiracy as in people have questions. People have questions. So when I started at the college 3 years ago,
I have a feeling I know what you're going to ask. And if you're not
I-
going to ask it, I'm going to.
Oh, this will be fun.
Okay, I heard about the bistro, and they're like, they have these tater tots
These duck fat tater
The
tots.
duck fat tots.
that are so good, and you're gonna love
Yeah.
them. And they took them from us.
Gone.
Now, I was at the bistro not that long ago, and I did get the answer. But for Catherine, because you don't have the answer.
I might have had the answer at some point.
I'm interested in knowing what the answer
okay.
was. Did I share this answer?
No. And okay, I can picture her in my brain, and of course, her name is leaving me.
Okay.
But she's always at the front.
Teaches table service.
Yes.
Lauren.
Lauren,
Pollock,
thank
yeah,
you. Okay, so Lauren, bless
Shout
her.
out to Lauren.
Yeah,
Shout out
yeah.
to
We
Lauren.
love Lauren.
Just got her master's in wine this year. Like she's super,
excuse us.
Go off,
super bad at
Lauren.
that.
Lauren, bring the wine to.
Master Lauren Bollock, maybe we have to say now. I don't
great.
know.
Is that different than being a sommelier?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll wait into that. Or have Lauren on as a guest.
great.
She'll wait into
yeah,
it.
Lauren,
Yeah.
bring the wine to
Oh.
the hot ones.
Oh,
Wine at the hot ones is a good idea.
Give us a wine pairing with these hot wings. Okay.
Duck,
my God.
fat, tater tot,
Okay.
lore.
Lauren
Yes.
said that the reason that they did away with the
Mm-hmm.
duck fat,
Horticulture.
yeah,
we had them 3 years ago.
yeah,
Yes.
with the duck fat tater tots was that the tater tots come in a bag frozen.
Mm-hmm.
The students weren't getting any educational value out of getting this frozen product, frying it, and then spraying it with the duck fat. And
Which
so,
is fine, but
they're delicious. But they're
But
delicious.
the joy they brought me as a
Right.
patron.
Yeah.
right. So anyway, I just wanted to put for everyone, again, as Brian said, no one's listening to us, but for anyone who is listening,
He's
It'll make-
reminding us.
It's making you feel better that you
Great.
brought it up.
thanks.
If you're bringing it up because you think I have some sort of
I'm not. I'm just-
responsibility or authority to fix this request, I would never.
Well,
We're
I've-
just saying one night only.
One night only.
maybe.
Well, we can make that happen very easily. I mean, I can also just give you a can of the duck fat
Well,
spray.
that's what she said that you can buy it.
Yeah,
She
you can
said
buy it at
buy
Hy-Vee.
Yeah.
I've
It's a
seen
Nebraska
it.
product.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've seen it.
So what?
The key, though, really, in my opinion, was the seasoning mix that Hugh then sprinkled.
Yes.
Which was basically just fry salt plus thyme.
Oh.
Deke Reichart was the inventor of the duck fat tater tots, who is now the chef at Field Club. And so maybe they'll bring the
excuse
duck
us.
fat tater tots to the Field Club.
We'll put a plug in.
I'll ask
again,
a member.
I've never.
I'll text.
I'm not
I'll
one of
text
them,
Deke
so-
right now.
I am not. I've never had them, so I have no pull one way or the other. But
They're
the
just a
amount
mysterious
of the
thing.
lore of duck fat tater tots
Is awesome.
has
Yeah.
again. I've never had them, but I've heard so much about them. So I just needed people to know that there is a reason that they were gone, and it is for the children.
It's
I used to do.
right. I mean, you wouldn't want the children to have to.
I used to do the most like girl thing ever, which would be order the salad and then tater tots on the
Duck
side.
fat tater tots on the side. It's beautiful.
It's like getting the Caesar salad with the fries
Right.
on the side.
Well, since we brought up that I had a hard time saying horticulture,
I wanted to tell you this too. Like, when you come to Bistro, you could probably have duck fat fries.
What a reveal!
Right, so they make
A
their
secret
own.
menu
oh my
item?
god,
Well, it's not a secret if I say it.
Is it double too?
And-
Animal style?
Chef Chase will probably not be super happy. So bring it up with him when he's here.
great.
Right?
Yeah,
'Cause-
we'll put you on the spot.
yeah. Well, I mean, don't put him on the spot about getting rid of them, but say, oh, hey, is there a way that we could do like duck fat on the fries?
I'm gonna say that you
sometimes?
promised us.
I totally promised.
And he's the dean, so like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chase.
They know the limit of those powers. So I'm not going to show up and tell them what needs to be on the menu, but that is.
do you think
I mean,
Randy liked them? Maybe he can get
Oh
them
my
back on.
god.
he might have. He wouldn't push across the line like that either, though. Like that's I will say, of the things that I love most about Metro, that like understanding of what that like we can all love the duck fat tater tots. And we all still yield to the idea that the teacher makes the call based on other parameters, and we're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
we'll be sad, but we get it. All
And
right,
then
we
we
love
still
you.
like all the things on the menu.
Oh yeah,
Fair
they're
enough,
so great.
fair enough.
I also like I don't know what kind of feedback you guys get on the menu now. I like that it makes me order things that I would not normally order.
Me too.
Our goal is that you get a little student vibe as the guest, right?
Yeah.
That you're there
Learning.
and everybody, right?
Googling the words that
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Culture 3 times.
You did just say it right there.
I said it.
Yeah.
So what? For people who don't know, what is horticulture? How does that tie in with the culinary aspect of it?
Excellent. So, horticulture really is the study of and practice of growing. And so it is the programs we have here at the college that run the gamut from landscape design to urban ag, market farming, stuff like that. So all of those things all run together and are a piece of us as an academic department. And so, at some level, it's kind of just that I have responsibility for, right? I mean, it's the
Yeah.
same way math and science get
Sure,
put together.
yeah.
They're
They're
they're cousins,
Yeah.
but it's not like they share faculty. But in our scenario, we do share product, and we're in physical space together. And right, the floral design class holds markets, and then we put their designs on tables in the restaurant. The restaurant chefs go, and we take. I'm using "we" there in both scenarios. I got to clarify for everybody. But right, that the garden planning sessions
Right.
run by horticulture have instructors from culinary sprinkling in saying, ooh, if you grow this, we could use this in the restaurant or in our new food preservation course, or like So there's intersections between all of that stuff. Right? In the small animal husbandry class, we work on beekeeping, and that produces honey, and that gets used in the restaurant, sold in the restaurant. Students get exposed. So the flow into culinary happens from the garden. The kind of demand.
Would you say farm
push.
to table?
I would. I would. Now, students don't necessarily have to learn across that whole stretch. They have the opportunity to. You can certainly take classes in both areas depending on your degree option, and they could count.
Right.
But the adjacency creates an awareness and a synergy that's pretty awesome.
Well, to bring it back to architecture, I interviewed an alumni who was in our architecture program. And he was saying how it was nice here that when they were making the designs for their capstone houses, that they got that immediate feedback from the construction students, that you wouldn't get otherwise.
Dig it. Yeah.
And so I guess I would think that this is obviously not quite apples to apples, but similar as that. Yes, these
food analogy.
That was good. That
Thank
was
you.
good. Yeah.
They work together. They may not out in the real world. They're probably not always interacting, but it's nice to know what horticulture is doing. Wow,
We're going to put it on a tape for you to listen to over.
Yeah. But you're right. I mean, the horticulture folks are the baker. They can't change it once it starts. You don't really have as much agency over the end product after you've begun, much like the baker. And so that thing is different. But we kill chickens and rabbits and stuff like that in our building every quarter. And it is not a requirement that all culinary students do it. But if they take the animal husbandry class, they do. And even if they don't, there you walk down the hall the day that it's happening in a way that it's an important vibe to be a part of because it's a critical respect to have for the process, right? There's an old meme, so old it's probably a wives' tale. That's what we used to call memes.
An urban legend.
When it comes to breakfast, the chicken contributes, but the pig is committed.
Right.
When that you got to understand that as the cook, the pig died for this.
Yeah. So eat that bacon.
Right. And treat it properly and cook it right. And when we say it right now, when you burn a tray of bacon, the pig died for you to do that. It's rough.
Yeah.
Right?
You've got that bacon blood on your hands.
I know.
Big pork is coming for you.
Big pork.
I know. We're not trying to be overbearing, but
But also, it's true.
it's true.
Yeah.
And it was, $50.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah.
it's waste of food. It's a waste of money.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So don't waste a lesson.
Yeah.
And sometimes you got to get that to stick to being sad about the pig. I'm Catholic, man.
Yeah.
I know about guilt.
The guilt is real.
Yes.
The guilt is
Babe
so real.
Babe is coming for you.
Don't eat it tomorrow.
We
'cause
should
it's
totally have a
Friday.
cute little babe on top of the oven or something like that, so we can do it from there. So
Yeah.
this has been a lot of fun. Let's do it again.
Brian, we could talk to you for hours.
Yeah. I didn't even answer the second question.
That's
just
fine.
as a side
That's
note.
the sign of a good interview.
Yeah, we'll get there.
honestly.
But yeah, we will follow up on this hot ones because we have talked
let's
about
do
it so many times. So thank you for coming on today.
It's a pleasure.
This has been fun.
Yeah, and you will be seeing more of the three of us. I'm quite confident.
Yes.
Cheers.
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 MCC Made with Emma Frazier, Catherine Riggs, and Tim Clark. Produced by Emma Frazier. Executive produced by Nanette Rodriguez. Production support by Herdat. Got a question for us? Email mccmade@mccneb.edu, and your question may be answered on a future podcast.